past 2 years, Jocko Fuel has been the only supplement I've consumed. It's helped me stay in shape now that my competitive career is finished. If you've been waiting to try Jocko, the wait is over. Jocko has now teamed with Walmart, bringing clean fuel to the entire nation. Jocko Fuel is loaded with all the good stuff and none of the bad. And I'm talking no added sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and absolutely no gray area or banned substances. Just pure, clean fuel to power your performances. Jocko Fuel is now available in Walmart nationwide. Products available at your local Walmart are Jocko Malt, ready to drink, Jocko Malt powder, and Jocko pre-workout. How convenient. Guys, the time is now. Consider trying some of my favorites like Jocko Go and Jocko Hydrate. You can even do it online. Use code CHAEL30 at JockoFuel.com or just stop by your local Walmart and get your hands on some Jocko ASAP. Don't wait, might not last. Fuel up with Jocko Fuel and crush your goals. Now there's no excuse for not having clean fuel. Guys, I want you to go get Jocko Fuel today at Walmart. Moicano wants BMF title. Moicano wants BMF title against Max Holloway. Moicano wants BMF title against Max Holloway, and he wants it next. Now, he's not going to get that, but I gotta tell you, I love the idea. I don't know if I've ever, if there's a Moicano anything, I've liked them all. He's got me. Moicano brought me in. Moicano needs steaks. Moicano drinking beers, gets a phone call. Moicano need an airplane because Moicano got a fight. Like, these things work. Him referring to himself as Moicano and not me or I. It just works. It's just funny. So, it turns out Mr. Funny Guy is also a badass. And to make believe that Moicano would not qualify for a BMF title down the road. Now, one thing about this, and you've got to take me as the author of this statement. This is my interpretation, but my interpretation thus point with the BMF title is that that is reserved, and being a veteran, longevity is part of the requirement. Okay? I'm telling you how I interpret the title that has never been explained to any of us, but that's how I take it. I think that's how you guys take it. Like when I watch Cub Swanson fight, there's a BMF. Right there. Fight him an opponent. And my biggest takeaway of Moicano trying to get a fight with Max Holloway is when I realized, it was kind of like cold water in the face too, where I stand back and I realized, wait a minute, Moicano isn't currently booked. Moicano's last fight, guys, what was it? Was it International Fight Weekend? Has he not fought since then? That can't be right. That can't be right. Okay, but he did fight International Fight Weekend. And that was against Turner. That was the night he showed us that he's actually really good at fighting. He's not just tough. Like, he went out and looked really technical. Okay, Ryan, you got something? On Moicano? No. Oh, I had Voice of God leaning in. I thought I was going to get an answer. But guys, if he fought on June 29th, and he did, I watched that. If he had one since then, he's still open? Why is he open? And he calls out Max. Awesome fight, by the way. I don't know that it would qualify for BMF, but he calls out Max. I thought Max was fighting Poirier. As a matter of fact, it was Max versus Poirier in Louisiana. How would I get all of those details wrong? Okay, great. So now it's not Max versus Poirier, or at least it's not guaranteed to be Max versus Poirier. Well, then Moicano's got every right to start sliding his little nose back in there. Oh, and by the way, if he doesn't get Max because he demands it's a title fight, does anybody have a problem with the idea of Poirier versus Moicano? Dr. Poirier versus Moicano? It feels like we're getting somewhere. And how have we gone this long if he, in fact, does have an open dance card? Generally, when you call somebody out, it means you've got an open dance card. If I got this whole thing wrong, you guys will leave me comments going, Moicano's already booked with somebody. I don't think so. It doesn't generally go this way. Why is Moicano not booked against Paddy the Baddy? And if he's not booked against Paddy the Baddy, why is Paddy the Baddy not booked against Justin Gaethje? I mean, how do we get to this period of time? Are guys not looking for fights? Guys are in between, not sure what their next move is going to be. I'm open to all of these things. That happens all the time. If anyone is open and honest with the audience, it's Justin Gaethje. So somebody would have asked him, and I would have heard that by now, so I can't imagine that's what it is. I know Poirier is fighting one more time for sure. He might even do two. And I know he wants to fight Max, and I know he wants to fight in Louisiana. He might even do two. Now, my source on that is Dustin Poirier. He told me that. Max Holloway hauled out Dustin. We were in the room in Bristol getting ready to do a post show. We're actually doing the post show live. We interrupt the post show. We throw to the press conference where Max calls out Dustin, who I'm sitting next to, who accepted the fight. Okay, great. If we're not doing that, can I go back to Paddy the Baddy? How on earth have we got to this point and we don't have Paddy versus Moicano? Because that was talked about. That was even rumored that it was going to happen, and those two were going after each other pretty hard. So here we are. How is that fight not happening? Now, Paddy the Baddy is looking for anything but a break. He had to sit for 11 months after the Gordon fight. Well, his knee heals. It's back, it's healed, unless he re-injured it. But it's generally hard to keep a secret like that. And I think that Paddy is only 2 wins. Now, they got to be the right wins. But I believe he's 2 wins away from fighting for a world championship. Not only to where the UFC could book him and sell it to you guys, to where you guys are telling the UFC to book it. You're sold. Get him in there. I think he's only 2 wins away. And by the way, that's where a fight like Justin Gaethje makes so incredibly much sense. And that was a fight, that very fight was discussed. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy the Baddy was actually discussed, and it involved Dave Portnoy, who ends up like smack dab in the middle of it. Where if you can have Portnoy in one guy's corner, you've got something right there, but it was just too early for Paddy the Baddy. That was a couple of years ago. It's not too early anymore. How are these guys all available? That is my final consensus. Moicano versus Max. I love it. BMF title is going to get that disqualified. Max versus Poirier. I thought that was done. How is Paddy the Baddy still available? How is Moicano still available? What does Justin Gaethje want to do next? We have 5 of the biggest killers and stars in the industry. And if Moicano's call-out is accurate, that those are all available, why?